everyone, I am Yukti Rai and today we are here with Navni, Sarthak, Winpreet and Kavya who recently represented our school at the iCitizen program in Indian School of Public Policies in Hoshkhas. Before we dive into the details, Kavya, my very first question to you is what was your first thought when you arrived at Indian School of Public Policies in Hoshkhas?
So my first thought was excitement mixed with nervousness when I reached there. I saw the infrastructure was very sophisticated and the teachers, professors and all the staff was very kind to us. They were not treating us like the students as the schools do. They make them to obey the rules and regulations, orders, etc. But there wasn't that such thing I didn't notice. And also, when I reached there in the ISPP, when we entered in the ISPP, they were welcoming us very gratefully, like we are the adults and the young leaders of our generation. They were treating us like that. And also I was very nervous at that point. I was really very nervous and all of my fellow mates were. But as the days passed, as the session passed, we became very comfortable with them. They were more like friends to us, you can say. And also they were considering us as their mates during the activities such as Candymonium, fishing, etc. Very much. It was very fun for me. And also we got very much best takeaways from my life. It changed our perspective and promoted our critical thinking, in my opinion.
So my very next question to you, Navni, is public policy sounds something only adult in suits talk about. So when the workshop started, the moment the workshop started, did you feel like a young leader or did that feeling grow over the 2 days?
Honestly, in the beginning, I didn't feel like a young leader. But once the activity started, there were different groups. We have allotted women's safety. With the help of the mentors, I have to suggest few reforms. In the end of that activity, I felt like young leader.
Sarthak, day one was about fundamentals of policies. So can you please explain us what is a spontaneous order? I heard it involves a lot of candy.
So, spontaneous order refers to a system that comes from individual action without any central control. As we saw in the very first activity called Candymonium, everyone made their independent choice and trade their props with other groups and acts like everyone wants to satisfy their wants, and it shows how the trade does and impacts the world.
Kavya, the session on the rule of the law is often seen as a dry topic. So how did the mentors at the iCitizen made you realize that the rules are actually shape our daily freedom?
During our second day, our mentor in the session, the rule of law, was a Supreme Court lawyer. And he told us about the rule of law, how it is implemented in our country, and the people residing in our country, how do they follow and give, and also how do they show their concern on the problems in our country. For example, women's safety is a major concern in India. About 90% of women's safety concerns such as physical assault, mentally assaultation and abuse goes unheard in the courts, and justice is basically undelivered to them. So the mentor who was guiding us obviously told us about the concerns and the reforms of that problem on the topic like women's safety, but he also told us about the basic difference between the general law and the specific law, and how should the public and the people of our country should follow them, obey them. So in my opinion, it was not a dry topic because our interest was going on the higher side. The mentor was not making us bored, like we are not listening to anything or understanding anything. I understood much more than all the other students were there who were sitting there, and I think that they also do understand about what the mentor said and what he manages to deliver his message to us.
The concept of Swaraj, self-rule, was discussed. So my question to you is, how can we as students apply Swaraj right here in our school or in our local communities?
For me, Swaraj means self-rule. Like we don't have to follow the rules because teacher tell us. We have to follow them because we know their importance. Like be punctual in class, wear proper uniform. For example, if we see litter in our classroom, we don't have to wait for others to take action. We can clean it by ourselves.
Sarthak, after 2 days of intense debate and learning, has your career goal or interest in governance changed at all?
Yes, it increased my interest in government and public policies as it made me think more about the society and how to contribute towards it.
Vinpreet, was there a specific moment on the first day where you realized, wow, I never looked at the society this way before?
Yes, I realize how individual steps can create a big impact on society, how small steps lead to a change in society, how government take place on decision making. Yes, during the event, I came to know about how top management makes policies. During the event, I learn how I take decision on my small steps and create an impact on society.
Moving to day 2, you played a game called Fishing Village. Kavya, we heard that this was a lesson in the tragedy of commons. So why was it so hard for everyone to cooperate even when they knew, and you also knew, that the environment was at the stake?
So when we played that game, the rules were catch a single fish for our own survival, and 2 for our family, and 3 to become rich. And we could catch more than 3. It was upon us. So I noticed something strange, that my group was thinking only about their own. They were being selfish. Even I was being selfish. I just wanted to become rich. I didn't thought about the environment one single time at all. I didn't think about it. I didn't get a single thought how the nature would be affected from my own benefit or my work. So I think that the people are not cooperative at all for the society, for the environment, and for the nature. That also happens in real life as well. They just think about their own incentive, their own profit. And I think that instead of thinking about our own benefit, we should think about the environment and the nature as well. Because I think if the nature and the environment would be good, then the nature itself would give us our own incentive that we deserve. So yeah, they were not cooperative at all in the game.
Yes, Kavya, I absolutely agree with your point. That's really insightful. Your answer also highlights that we live in the society and we have to think about everyone. I know that thinking about yourself is also important. Personal growth is something that you cannot ignore, but thinking for the society and where we live in, it's really important. So I really agree with your point and your answer is absolutely clear. In the fishing village or CM activities, you had to speak up to make a difference. So Navni, what advice do you have for a student who is brilliant but too shy to share their ideas or opinions?
For the students who were shy but brilliant, my advice would be don't let your fear hide your potential. Just start by sharing your thoughts in small ways, like in group discussion or talking with your mentors. The more you express, the easier it becomes. So be attentive, be confident, and be expressful.
Wow, Navni, I really agree with your point. Even I would like to share that in earlier days, I used to be very shy, very less talkative, and I used not to share anything with my teachers even. I used to think that I have the stage phobia and I cannot go on the stage. But today, at today's date, last month, I won a trophy in state extempore. And you know what? This is not just a trophy. I realized that how much growth I had at a very good level. So I would like to share to my every audience, every person who is looking at the podcast, that shyness is just something that hides your potential. If you have the potential, so just speak out. So Navni, I would like to ask you one more thing, that if a student today wants to start thinking like a young leader, so what's one book, news, topic, or any habit you would like to recommend to them?
If you want to start thinking like a young leader mindset, just build small habit like reading a newspaper daily, follow current issues, and develop curiosity about how society works.
So, Winfried, if you could pick one piece of advice or one quote that is staying with you till today from all the mentors there, so what would it be?
The quote that stayed with me goes like, every speaker is a good listener, uh, which means when you speak, you only repeating the words you already had, but when you listen, you came to know about the different perspectives. I learned how to listen to different perspectives and make my decisions way better.
So, Kavya, for class 10th and 11th students who are watching our podcast right now, who might go to this workshop next year, what is the one piece of advice or one skill you want them to work on before attending such iCitizen workshops?
That's a great question, Yukti. I think that the students of class 10th and 11th who are going to attend these workshops should work on the particular skill called communication skill, because it is very much important to attend these type of workshops as the professor standing there counter questions the students one on one. They interact with each and every student sitting there, and the students are supposed to answer to that. They are supposed to answer to that as they are listening, and they are non-verbally communicating to, so that doesn't look good that you are attending the workshop and one is only speaking like a speaker, you can say. But still, I think that communication skill is a very, very, very important skill to attend these workshops.
Okay, so according to you, communication is very important and one should work on their communication skills in order to before attending these workshops, because in these workshops everybody is very attentive and you are supposed to talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay. So finally, why do you think that young people such as us, like me and any other young people, should attend these workshops even if we want to become, suppose I want to become an engineer, why should I attend workshops on public policy?
Because it doesn't matter which goal are you focusing on or which path are you choosing. Social public policy is a concept that changes our whole mindset. It changes our perspective on different things such as environment, nature. Apart from the goals we are focusing on, it creates a versatile mindset, versatile view, versatile perspectives in our minds, so that we can look at our surroundings and just cooperate with it.
That's great, Kavya. Thank you so much. Sarthak, you learned about how people often ignore shared problems. So how can we, as student body, stop ignoring the problems of our own community and start taking ownership of them?
As a student, we can overcome the tragedy of commons by being aware and more responsible towards our own society. And instead of ignoring small issues, we should raise voice towards the problems of society and noticing the small topics like cleanliness, wastage of resources, and overutilization of resources, and some unheard thoughts of students.
Wow, Sarthak, that's a very insightful point. So, Winpreet, when you will graduate from class 12th this year, what is the one piece of advice or iCitizen value you would like to leave behind for your juniors?
When I graduate, the one thing I would leave as my legacy from iCitizen would be responsibility. I request juniors to be responsible for the every small step they take, being attentive, being curious about how they work in the class, which makes a positive impact in our society and other who was there present here.
Very well said, Winpreet. So, while sitting on the hot seat, did you feel the pressure of being a leader, and what was the most difficult decision that you made?
Yes, I definitely felt the pressure, as my one decision can impact the whole society, which made me more curious, careful, and responsible to make decision in the favor of society. And also, leadership is not about only the power; it is also about taking fair decisions and important decisions very carefully.
Kavya, I would like to ask you that in our school, if every student becomes just 1% more responsible, then what kind of school would it become?
I think our school is already doing great, but If every student becomes 1% more responsible towards the classroom or our school, then it would be exceptionally different in the growth of our school, as it will make the students realize about their responsibility towards the classroom and the school. For example, when the students see that the classroom is already dirty, they just consider it not their responsibility. They do not take the responsibility of the classroom at all. And it is almost common in every school. So I think if every student becomes 1% more responsible towards the classroom or towards the small things that we often ignore as not our responsibility, then it would make a great change.
I completely agree with your point. Just taking a small step can already make big impacts even in our school, even in our communities and our societies also.
It will also, you were right, Deepti, but it will also encourage the students. Like if we are the seniors and we take responsibility of our classroom and our school, then the juniors who observe us get more enlightened about their responsibility.
This was not just about attending a workshop. This was about changing the way we think. We often believe that leadership is about big roles, big decisions. But today, these people told us that even it begins with small steps. And if we want extraordinary, brilliant changes in our society, then we don't have to do something which is extraordinary. We don't have to do something which is very great, very complicated, very difficult. But we just have to take some small steps. If a student decides to care a little more, take a little more responsibilities, then the changes will come. And everybody at SR Capital chooses to do that, even in the smallest way. We are not just improving day by day, we are shaping the kind of school and community we all want to be a part of. I would like to thank all my fellow mates and all the listeners for sharing their thoughts and listening this podcast respectively. And this is not just the end. This is the beginning where change begins. This is SR Capital, and this is where change begins. And with this, we come to the end of today's podcast. This journey through iCitizen for young leaders has been more than a learning experience. It has been a small reminder that even small and responsible actions can shape a better future and a better society. We would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to all the mentors and speakers who inspired young minds to think deeper, question more, and understand the power of public policy in our everyday lives. I hope you liked this podcast and found it meaningful. Thank you for listening and being a part of this journey. Until next time, stay awake and keep learning.